So it's season 2 of Black Ink, episode 8, Something in the Water, review, recap, and opinion. Sorry it's late. I posted it on my blog earlier, but here's the video. So Black Stink, the soap opera without the soap, starts off at the shop with Teddy's jump off, Ashley, popping up to get an old tattoo covered up. Ashley, or Lil Spanish Ash on Twitter, had music notes tattooed on her side because she likes to sing, and she didn't get it finished because she got pregnant. She states that the tattoo was done by a quote ratchet person, so it's possible that she was in jail when she received it. Just speculation. Probably either that or the person is an ex-friend or ex-boyfriend. This reminds me of when Alexandra Estevez got that tattoo of the guns on her hips by oh shit, and now she wants to have something done over it. Just like that. Anyway, the best thing about this scene, other than Ashley and Tiffany looking so cute, is the hatred that's coming from Duchess. Duchess asks Ashley, yeah, you remember that from the Amanda show? Amanda Bynes? Ask Ashley. Anyway, Duchess asks Ashley why she's coming to the tattoo shop. You see, Ashley's not sure of what she wants to get to cover up the tattoo. She just knows that she wants to do something. Duchess says, "What the hell are you gonna get? Don't come in the fucking tattoo shop. Take your ass home." Wow. So the same person who said that she likes when people let her take control of their tattoos and have her creative freedom, Miss Artist / business degree holder, wants to drive away business? And you fail to realize two great opportunities that are right in front of your face, Duchess. The first opportunity is for you, and the second is for the business. First of all, this is your chance to show how creative you are, Duchess, and come up with an amazing piece of art to show your talent and creative vision, and turn this unwanted tattoo into a masterpiece, saving the day and making yourself look like a genius. And number two, you have the perfect opportunity to upsell. If the girl, for example, needs a 3x5 inch tattoo to cover up what she has there, you could do a 6x10 inch tattoo, a large piece that wraps around her body and charge her double the money. It's a perfect excuse to do a large tattoo with a lot of color and make sure you have to finish in 2 tattooing sessions. Anyway, oh shit finds out from the staff that Walt is having another baby, and oh shit begins laughing hysterically and then turns around and says that he got another chick pregnant too. And I am not sure if it was the one, from my earlier reviews where I said that the girl that he was with, the one that's in the service that had the pistol in the car and that he got caught up with, I said that she was going to get pregnant next. So I'm not sure if it's the same girl or not, but time will tell. Anyway, all I know is that oh crap needs to change his name to the Iraq War because he doesn't know when to pull out. In the next scene, a corny California rapper named Kid Ink wants to get a puzzle piece done on his abs, and the tattoo that Duchess comes up with is full of more clutter than a scene from Hoarders. She has somehow managed to cram a cassette tape, a pen, a microphone, and a record all into the same tattoo. Caesar lets her know that she's, quote, putting 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. Either that or 4 big black horse dicks and a midget butt. Same thing. I've heard of Kid Ink before, and I am not a fan. What I can't help notice is that he looks like Nelly with AIDS. No, I take that back. If Chris Brown dressed up as a zombie on Halloween, yeah, just like that. He looks like the corpse of Chris Brown. Anyway, Kid Ink liked the tattoo concept and let Duchess draw that garbage on him. Kid Ink has a bunch of ugly tattoos all over him anyway, so what's one more ugly tattoo? The most interesting part about this scene is that Duchess is extremely flirtatious with Kid Ink. He appears to be too high to notice. Now, for the record, I don't know anything about tattoos, and I tuned in this season after only seeing a tiny bit of the first season. I began watching season 2 because of Alexandra Estevez, and even though my knowledge is super limited in the subject, I see a lot of visible scarring on Kid Ink after Duchess tattooed him. There's nicks and redness everywhere. I just needed to point that out. In the next scene, Walt and Caesar and Teddy are at the shop. And come to find out, Walt has not introduced Caesar to his family. This fact lets me know that Walter may be smarter than what I would have thought of him. But then a pregnant man looking woman named Zenobia walks in, and when I see what she looks like, I see why he never showed her off. He was even more embarrassed than I was. And when I first saw her, I hid my face. She's a total paper bag, cut a hole in it type of chick. Anyway, Tiffany feels that Walt needs to cough up that ring and put a ring on it. You know, and commit himself to this ugly woman. Now, I must pause this scene right here to have my Tiffany Winter Wonderland moment. So Tiffany pops up looking adorable in a tight black dress with tie-dye print on it, blue, purple, and green. And while the entire dress is shaped like a long tank top, the tie-dye is designed to look like a strapless dress, and she looks ravishing in it. It really shows off her hourglass finger, and the pops of color complement her delicious, smooth caramel complected skin. Okay, I'm done lusting for the moment. Tiffany is such a respectful, wholesome, and mature lady that she advises Xena, the warrior princess, Zenobia, to not allow Walter to keep her as his, quote, baby's mother. In other words, put a ring on it. I feel you, Tiffany. We'll be shopping at Tiffany's for our ring in a couple of years. In my dreams. Tiffany, you're out of my league. I'm just kidding. Anyway, Ted makes sure to let the whole shop know that a wedding ring and vows won't stop him from sleeping with a woman outside of his marriage. Excuse me, not a woman, but rather a bitch. Ted's foggy language causes the women to look at suspect Ted a little bit funny. He's quick to call women in general, not individuals, but the female population itself, quote, bitches. And to make things more interesting, he's wearing a tighter shirt than all of them. His closet must look like he robbed Barbie. There are only 3 instances when calling a woman the B word is appropriate. Number 1, she cheated on you, killed your kid, lied to you, or did something else foul to you, physically, emotionally, mentally, harming you, etc. And that's fair grounds for using the B word. Number 2, you're telling a joke, especially if the joke is blatantly and obviously a joke without shade. Number 3, you were beating her guts like cake batter. I'm talking smashing it so hard you're scrambling her eggs and opening her ovaries. I'm talking giving that girl a spinal realignment. Now you know what you're in for, Tiffany. So this chick that Walter busted a walnut inside of looks like Erica Badu. No shit. I usually don't talk bad about people's girlfriends like this. Well, when your girl has that I'm straining on the toilet face, I can't help but to talk about it. And to top it off, her name is Zenobia. And that sounds too much like xenophobia. And xenophobia is defined as being an irrational or unreasoned fear of something that's foreign or strange. And this Halloween looking experiment gone bad scares me half to death. Those protruding eyes, that alligator mouth with the lisp. She hisses when she talks. She sounds like a gay snake. And she has a NASA mouth. Nothing but space. This chick is beat. You ever seen a sneaker that a dog chewed on? Yeah, she looks just like that. A chew toy faced chick. She has an O face. Because if Walter introduced me to Zenith flat screen, Zenobia, or whatever her name is, I'd say, why do you have that dog unleashed in the shop? Then Walt would say, that isn't a dog. That's my baby's mother, fool. And I reply, oh. On some realness though, you can't convince me that she doesn't have a 6th nipple and a tail. Anyway, now Walt and Zenobia are outside. And she lets him know that seeing that she decided to not kill his baby, he needs to commit to her, because nothing makes a man want to marry his baby's mother like telling him that she didn't kill his child, so put yourself into even more debt and stress by marrying a crazy woman. How does a man turn down a selling point like that? Now, despite being with her for 3 years, Walt is not feeling her demonic attitude. Also, he doesn't want to make her part of his $50,000 back child support debt, which sucks to owe that much money, but it's still a great excuse to dodge a woman or a relationship. Think about it. He'd have to sell his organs to add a wedding and wedding rings to his list of debt. And never mind the cost of the funeral when Zenobia kills him. Trust me, this woman is a problem. I can tell. She's pushy and not bright to boot. She should have thought about this marriage thing before she let Walt stick the sword in the stone. Now, let's move on. We're back at the shop, and DeMarcus Cousins, a basketball player on a team named the Sacramento Kings, stops by to get some ink. I never heard of him, but anyway, he's wearing his little schoolboy Q style fishing hat, and he comes to get a tattoo of his mother's face. And not only does Caesar do an okay job, he isn't left looking beaten, mangled, and bloody like Kid Ink was. You know, the guy that was Duchess's victim from in the earlier scene. Anyway, now we're at a restaurant with Duchess and Tiffany Winter. Duchess has an interview with some guy from a clothing line named Ink Life, and a guy named Marvin, who happens to be Duchess's ex-boyfriend, is there at the meeting. Apparently he is friends with these two guys from the company, and Duchess is looking extra thirsty around the penis. She's sniffing around like a dog covered in pepper, and she wants his balls in her mouth. Woof! She's honestly looking even thirstier than when she was with Kid Ink, because not only does she sit down right next to the guy as opposed to letting her sister-in-law sit next to him, she's looking all googly-eyed like she's under hypnosis or maybe dick-nosis. Come to find out, Ink Life wants to work with Duchess solely and not Black Ink. And Duchess is not only more than okay with this idea, this seasoned opportunist is defending her selfish nature with her claws sharpened and ready for combat with anyone who dares to question her loyalty and decency to the man that made her, Caesar. She is being so defensive to the manager of Black Ink, the beautiful Tiffany Winter, aka Caesar's sister. Duchess is coming up with a bucket full of excuses for why she should make a deal with this company. She's talking about how hot she is and how men want her, and basically this is just something that Caesar has to deal with. What makes it all worse is that they said that Duchess will be working with 3 men. Is the third man her ex-boyfriend? If so, then why? What is he there to do? Tiffany's being mature and observant of the situation. She's listening acutely and not saying much. She's soaking it all in. Tiffany knows that this will lead to problems, and this is not a good idea. I'm with you, Tiffany. The way that Tiffany acted in this scene just goes to show why she's the best part of the show. Anyway, come to find out, Duchess's relationship with Marvin, was pretty much grinding spices, doing the butt, and piercing the cheeks. I mean, it was pretty much a bunch of lustful, sweaty dreadlock pulling back shots. And she has pictures of the two of them on her computer doing God knows what, which Caesar does not know about. Duchess wants to build her own empire, and she's not concerned with Caesar's feelings at all. She is ice cold about it and feels that this is the opportunity for her to build her own brand. That meeting is over now, and Duchess and Tiffany are walking down the street, and Duchess looks like a prostitute in her little pink shorts and her ugly shirt. The shirt is a tiny cutoff, black with flowers on it and some heels. She looks like a drag queen streetwalker. I'm talking RuPaul Bunyan. I mean, how else does a whore like Duchess dress when going to a business meeting? And as for Tiffany, she, as usual, looks magically delicious. She has on a pretty little black and white dress to complement her multiracial background, and her butt is looking marvelous in it. Just saying. Anyway, Duchess is firm in her decision to do whatever she feels she needs to do for her. So hopefully Caesar will break up with her and they'll get a better looking girl for the show. We only have one hottie left now that Alexandra is gone. Tiffany is the last pretty girl standing. Just saying. Back at the shop, Ted is walking in and he finds out about Oh Crap confessing the new child to Kathy, his crazy ex-girlfriend that jumped on that chick at the restaurant on the first episode. Yeah. Come to find out, she gave him a black eye, stabbed him, beat on his other girls before, then called the police on him to boot. So yeah, she's a mixed nut. So Kathy shows up, and come to find out, this demon has been practicing meditation. And I think that a woman with an arm as big as a thigh would be doing cardio. You need to meditate on a treadmill and relax on a salad. Seriously, she looks like somebody took a shit and put a wig on it. Anyway, Oh Crap confesses that he got this other chick pregnant, and as expected, Kathy is shitting kittens. He has babies with 3 women now, and this vegetarian stays going raw. One of these days, he's going to hit something so nasty, he's going to have a bump the size of an apple growing out of his penis hole. Anyway, Kathy claims that he's stretching himself thin with his tribe of children. In reality, her real concern is the fact that she feels that he will never give her the magic stick again. She'll never have it just for herself. The scary thing about it is she's crying and thanking God and the universe for having only one child so she can focus on her career, and because she doesn't want to be known as Oh Crap's baby's mother. Really, the chick who fights at a restaurant in front of her own child, I think that being a baby's mother is the least of your problems. I mean, you threw a jacket over a stranger's head in public and began attacking them from behind with children all around. I mean, I just hope to God that this is scripted. Anyway, so now we're at the bail bondsman office, and Oh Crap needs Puma's assistance to convince these 2 slimeball pigs to let him go to Atlantic City in New Jersey for Puma's bachelor party. The bail bondsmen agree. However, he will have to take these 2 guys and put them up in a hotel room in Caesar's palace. In addition to the hotel room, they want $1,000 each and food. The total cost for Porky Pig and Babe to chaperone him will be between $2,000 and $3,000. So we'll have to wait till next week to see whether or not Oh Crap brings home the bacon. In the next scene, Duchess and Caesar are in the car on the way to Caesar's family's barbecue, and Duchess lets Caesar know that her ex-boyfriend is friends with the owner of the clothing line that she had the business meeting with, and that he was there at the table with them. Now Caesar is trying to play it cool, but he lets Duchess know that she should have walked out because them having Marvin there was unprofessional and unnecessary. Duchess completely downplays the whole situation and tells Caesar, I guess, what she thinks that he, quote, wants to hear. To sum up the conversation, Duchess is trying to sugarcoat what happened to Caesar before he finds out the truth from Tiffany. Duchess is double dipping and a double agent. She made no mention of her talking with Marvin and complaining about Caesar or the pictures on the laptop, etc. So they finally arrive at the picnic, and we meet Sophie, Caesar's other sister, and the barbecue was basically chips and water. I kid you not. I don't understand why Sassy wasn't invited, because there was no meat there, and as a lesbian she would have felt right at home. Just kidding. Anyway, the magic of television worked wonders. With no meat being there, this gives Duchess and Caesar's sister Sophie the perfect excuse to go grocery shopping while Caesar and Tiff have time to converse about what really happened. Tiffany informs Caesar that Marvin is still in connections with Duchess, and that she complained about Caesar at some point, and of course about the pictures on the laptop, and that it was obvious that this guy is still feeling Duchess. Caesar gets up and leaves Duchess stranded there, basically. Tiffany feels that maybe she shouldn't have spoken up. For the record, Tiffany's confession to Caesar was not only completely accurate, it was with good intentions. She was being a sweet sister, looking out for her brother during a trying time. Thank you, Tiff, for holding down your brother and the family business. You did the right thing, as always. So now Duchess is back, and Tiffany has to explain to her what just happened. And Ty pops up. Brown Yoda. And my man Ty said exactly what I would have said. If Marvin wasn't supposed to be there, Why was he there? Obviously because them dudes were being grimy. Ty lets her know flat out that she was set up, and that when she saw that the guy was there, she was supposed to just leave. Duchess starts talking about women coming by the shop that Caesar used to mess with, blah blah blah, which of course is a deflection for her shady and sneaky behavior onto Caesar. She states that neither of them have ever been in love before. In other words, she is new to this situation, and she doesn't know how to act, aka more deflection. She's blaming her ignorance or lack of experience and knowledge and common sense for her behavior. Duchess then blames her heart condition and her family issues for her bad decisions. And this is, of course, the ultimate deflection with the sympathy plea. I mean, who brings up their heart condition and family issues when your only real concern is getting your back cracked? Anyway, we gotta wait till next week to find out what happens after this. That was basically it for the episode. But I sent a message to Lil Spanish Ash, or Ashley, Ted's jump off or whatever she is. I sent her a message on Twitter. Anyway, she has some new fly hats coming soon, so make sure to visit iamso-newyork.com to get the little Spanish Ash fitted snapback, whatever it is. They have the beanie out with her name on it. It's crazy. Anyway, make sure to comment and subscribe to my channel.